Welcome one and welcome all. Let's get this feed started tonight. Tonight we've got a faction mission that we've got. I've got to get over to a different system to get there, so I'm going to show you how you do that from any system that you're in that has the agent of interest listed, and that should show up in any facility that you dock at. So let's go ahead and open that up. And then let's set the destination for there, because we have to accept the mission before we can actually go run it. So we're going to go ahead and accept that. I can't accept it yet, as you can see, so we're going to go ahead and we're just going to undock and we're going to fly over there. You'll notice tonight that I changed my Twitter feed just a little bit. It is just hashtag CTV99Live. If you post something, it takes about, I'd say a minute or so, and it should show up on the live feed. If you enjoy the feed, please subscribe. If you are having fun with it, shoot me a message. You can either shoot me one in Eve, or you can shoot me one directly to Twitter. Sorry, I'm doing like 5 things at once here to try to get ready tonight. So here we go. We go ahead and switch to my Gates tab like we did last night, and go ahead and just jump into the system that I need to be at. So like I said, tonight we're doing the faction mission first, and then we're going to go start doing some more level 2s and see what we come up with. Tomorrow we're going to start on level 3s. I hope to have an Ishtar by then purchased and ready to go. That way we can do those a whole lot quicker, and we'll just see how things go. So away we go. Now we're in this system, because all it would let me do is set the destination, but not where I actually wanted to go. So now we're going to have to reopen that email. And if you look at your agent's email, you will see one from that agent. And in there, there's going to be a link to where you can dock. And then you can just right-click on that, and you can hit dock. And that'll take you right to the station you need to be in to accept that mission. I'm going to go ahead and get docked up here. And by the way, tonight I do still have 10 female exotic dancers up for grabs. Whoever shoots me a message first is the one who gets them.
Docking permission requested. Docking request accepted.
Okay, so here's our storyline agent. So we go ahead and open this up. And she wants us to go get some cargo. We're going to pick up at this station, and we're going to drop off somewhere else. I'm going to have to make multiple trips because I do not have the space in this particular ship. If you know that it is a traveling mission, it tends to help to bring a ship that's big enough for the mission. I did not, so I'm going to have to make 2 trips. Shouldn't be a real big deal to complete within the 24 minutes. Now, on a side note, on some of these, you do happen to get bonuses, as in you'll get extra modules, you'll get implants, you'll get all kinds of things. So as we go, you'll start to see more and more of these, and then we'll get to see what shows up. Go ahead and accept that one. It's going to tell me that my cargo hold's too small, and it's going to take me at least 2 trips. So we're going to say yes. And what I'm going to do now is, if you go to your items and you open up your item hanger, you'll see the crate of emergency heating units. We can drop those right into our hanger. I can take a whole 14 of them. So I need to get rid of my ammo, and I need to get rid of my exotic dancers for now. And then I can go ahead and I can take just 1 or 2 more of those. And that still means I have to make almost 3 trips, so I better get moving. So I'm going to go ahead and close out this window now, and we're going to go ahead and undock. I've already set a destination to that location. And I know that I don't have enough. So now we're going to go ahead and click over here on our window. And we're going to go ahead and set the destination to that location. I guess I'd already done that because now it's yelling at me. So here we go. Luckily I'm in a pretty fast ship, so this isn't going to take very long. Zoom out here and get a little bit wider view while we're bouncing around places. So here we go. Now, where was it taking us to? Well, apparently we have a few jumps to get there. So we're going to go ahead and jump again. I still have 3 jumps to go to get to where I need to be. So this is going to be a pretty tight run. If I don't get my bonus, that's okay. I'm not real worried about it right now. It doesn't affect the standings increase. All that does is affect how much money they're giving you. So we'll just have to see how that goes, and we'll just go from there. Okay, so on to the next one. And since we're in a new system, we're going to go ahead and post the link again and see if we can get some more people to watch us tonight. Now these kind of missions aren't very exciting when you just have to haul cargo from one place to the next, but they are something that you do have to do inside of EVE. It's just something that you do to get your standings up. The only reason that I do these missions is to raise my faction standings. This will raise, because I'm doing Gallente missions, this will raise my Gallente standing and my Minmatar standing. And we got one more jump to go here. Go ahead and post again and see if we can get some more viewers. Okay, we're in our last system, so I'm going to make my last post here. And now we can go ahead and dock at the first station. I'm going to go ahead and do that now. And then we'll have to make the entire return trip. And then we'll have to do this one more time after that. Autopilot would not get us here in enough time. This has already taken 2 minutes of the 24 minutes that we had. If I were to open the journal and look at this mission, it would show us, if I remember right, how much time is left. I currently only have 18 minutes to complete this to get the bonus. So like I said, it does do you good to make sure that you're using a ship that's big enough. It does not, however, make any difference unless you're going for the bonus. If you're going for the bonus, then it does make quite a bit of a difference into whether or not you want to try to get that. So I'm going to go ahead and undock, and we're going to get started moving back already. We're just going to go as quick as we can now and see if we can't just get there and get back with 2 more loads. I was only able to take 16 that time. I think I still have 16 left in the other station, so I might be able to do it in one more trip. Welcome new viewers on Twitch. For all of our new viewers on Twitch, you can tweet me. If you tweet me at hashtag CTV99Live, your tweet will show up live in the feed. So you can send shout-outs to your friends, and then later on, these videos do get uploaded to YouTube and get linked to my YouTube account, which is Acid Hacks here. And I've got somebody trying to get me a message here, so let's go see what they want. Not real sure what he's talking about, so we'll just have to see how this plays out. I think he's talking about the Losec Corp that I was in the last time I was playing, out in Losec. And we'll just see what's going on. Kind of an interesting conversation. Well, it looks like it's one of the guys from my old Alliance and Corp. So trying to go through. Trying to figure out exactly what's going on here. Still just a little bit confused as to what's going on with this person. He just happened to see me in local and recognize my name. Okay, so I am back where I need to be, so now I need to dock up again so I can pick up the last of my stuff, and then hopefully I can get back. I need to go check our mission time and see where we're at here. We are at 13 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and leave this little mission window up here in the corner, just right here out of the way, so we can just watch that timer count down. Trying to get him out of the way here and see if we can chat tomorrow about what he needs.
Docking request accepted.
Okay, so let's see how many of these I've got left. I have 16 left, so I can make this exactly in one more trip. And then I just have to come back and pick up my stuff, which is okay because this is the station I need to be in to continue running missions tonight. So that is not a problem. So we've set our destination again, so we're going to undock. And here we go. I'm going to get this guy on my friends list. If you right-click on somebody, you can click Add Contact, and you can choose whether or not they're on your contact list, whether or not you send notification, and whether or not what their standing is. I typically set people to excellent until they do something wrong to cause that to drop, but generally I go ahead and set that as excellent. So I'm going to go ahead and add him as a contact now. And you'll see that I got a little pop-up on the screen that tells me that he's online right now, and then it's easier for me to find him. So okay, let's get moving back. And I think I can still make this before my time's up. So here we go. We are on our 5 jumps back. Go ahead and close that one out. We're going to move back into local here. And we're just jumping right along here, trying to get through. So one thing about Eve is it's never very quick to go 5 or 6 systems away. It does take time. We started this with 24 minutes and we've already burned 12 minutes of that just making 2 trips. And we're only going to get about 1.5 round trips in here before that 12 minutes is up. So realistically in this ship in an hour I would be able to do about 30 to 35 jumps if I'm sitting and I'm actually running them by myself, where I'm manually jumping directly to the gate. If you were to use autopilot, that is going to go down even further. You're only going to be able to do about 20 or 22 in this same ship in the same time circumstances, because it sets you about 10k off the gate and then you have to fly to the gate. If you're in a hurry or you're going out to dinner or something and you're just needing to get somewhere to dock, that is not always a bad idea to just hit autopilot and go on. But it does not necessarily mean that you're going to make it there in one piece. If you're carrying valuable cargo, I do not recommend that. You need to manually jump one by one to make sure that you're getting where you need to be. Welcome, new viewer. And we're going to go ahead and make a post about our free exotic dancers. We do have 10 of them available. They are the female variety. If you are missing some out of your collection, you're more than welcome to ask for them, and they shall be yours. You do need to ask inside of Eve to actually receive those. Asking inside of Twitch doesn't really do me any good because I don't have any way of getting them to you. So if you ask inside of Eve, just shoot me a private message or start up a chat, and I will get those over to you. And we'll see what other goodies we can find tonight. You never know, we might find a whole load of tobacco to throw in with the exotic dancers. Maybe some booze too, you never know. Okay, we finally made the last jump, so now we're going to go ahead and dock up, and then we'll be able to turn in this mission.
Docking permission requested. Docking request accepted.
So here we go. Okay, so now it says that it's accepted, and it's green. So what we have to do is we have to go ahead and take the last of our items, and we have to put them into our item hanger, and then it's always a good thing to stack them. Now we have all 32. If we go back here, we should be able to just hit complete mission, because now we're at our drop-off location, even though it says it's not all there. And you'll see that it went ahead and completed the mission. So now we have got our payout. We did make it in the allotted time. We still had 7 minutes remaining. So now you'll see that story agent is no longer here. And now we can set our destination back. I always track it via my Assets tab. So I just open up my Assets, and I can look and see where I was at and where I left the last set of items that I was working with. With that, I can set my destination, and now I can go ahead and undock, and I can get back there, and we can go ahead and get on to the next mission. Hopefully this one will be a fighting one instead of a hauling one. I'm not much for the hauling ones myself. I do prefer the fighting ones. I don't mind the mining missions. They're at least a little bit of a change-up and a little bit interesting, especially with all the new changes to mining gear that we have out. Welcome, new viewer. Appreciate you joining the feed tonight. We're still jumping back to our system here so we can get started on the next message, or the next mission. I'm still waiting to see a tweet come through that I haven't already seen. You'll see that scrolling at the bottom of the screen. Those tweets are things that you can do that will show up, and you can send shout-outs to your buddies. So if you and a friend are watching, you can send a shout-out to each other, or you can send a shout-out and then, post this YouTube video once it's up on YouTube there, and you can, let your Alliance and Corp see, hey, look, I was watching this. You can find me on YouTube. It's YouTube/user/acid here. You'll find all the videos that I've cut and chopped up and put up. We tend to have a few videos up. It's starting to get more and more as we go on. I'm only posting the multi-part missions that I happen to get. I'm not posting every mission right now. I think that'd be a little bit too long and a little bit too boring, because you're pretty much going to see the same stuff over and over. So we're just kind of going to go on along here. Okay, we're on our last jump back into where we need to be. Once we're there, then we can go ahead and dock up, and we can grab the next mission and see where it takes us. Hopefully it gets us out and about and lets us kill a few things. Now I am flying an Ishkar. This is a Frigg boat that holds about 9 small drones. That allows me to fire 5 at a time. I do not have any salvage drones with me tonight. I am just using lights, so I'm not doing anything right now above level 2. Level 3s would be a little bit difficult with the battle cruisers, trying to take them out with just lights and guns. It is doable, but it would take quite a bit longer to get that done. As we're trying to just bounce through these, I'm trying to just keep them pretty much as quick as I can. They're not going to be, quite as fast as I want them to be, but they will go fairly quickly. Okay, here we are, finally back at the home station where we're running our missions out of tonight. As you can see, this is a nice Gallente station. It's kind of nice since we are in Gallente space. It's a little odd to see the Yamar ones, but you do see them. You also see Minmatar and a few of the others, depending on which faction that station belongs to. And now I can do level 3s from here, so that's kind of nice. I think I might have actually docked at the wrong station. So let me pick up my stuff here, and we're going to go system over here, and we're going to go pick up some more level 2s. Really don't feel like doing level 3s tonight. So we're going to jump back into the system we were actually in before. So, and yet again here, Twitch is not showing me that how many people I have watching. So, if you're watching and you're in the chat room, just hit me up and let me know that you're still there, because I cannot see anyone who is in there. It's a little bit odd. This is the second night in a row Twitch has done this to me, where I cannot see who is joining and who is not joining. Okay, so now we're going to go back to the station. I was doing Fed Navy assemblies tonight. It's just a nice, quick, easy one set to do. So here we go, we're just docking up. Now the nice thing about Eve is it's very visually appealing. It is very much so worth watching, and it does look very nice. Looks aren't everything, but they do help. The better something looks, the more you're going to be willing and wanting to play it. Eve is one of those games where it is very, very visually appealing. I'm not much anymore for the games that are not. They do need to have some kind of appeal to them to make me want to play. You can have a very, very good game, but have very bad graphics, and that will make a lot of people go away. I would be one of those people. Okay, so let's go ahead and see what we've got here for our level 2. And we have opening moves. I have not seen this one, so what do we have to do? We have to destroy the former Concord base and all hostile vessels. So, it's a fighting mission. Pays 212 loyalty, so this one ought to be a little bit of fun. We have 2.5 hours, just right under 3 hours to get our bonus. Shouldn't be that hard. So we're going to go ahead and accept that. And we'll go ahead and close that out. I'm starting to get partial to opening these missions and just keeping them right down here. It makes it a little bit easier to know once you've completed it. So what I think I might do is go ahead and just bring this up just to the point where I can see that that little dot will go green, and once it goes green I know that that mission is complete and I could leave if I wanted to. I am not required to leave, but I could leave if I wanted to. So I went ahead and off that mission journal window, I went ahead and set the destination to the system. And if I would click undock, I can get out of this station and we'll get moving right along here. Okay, so it looks like we've got 2 jumps to get into the system that we're going to this time. So here we go. I'm going to go ahead and shrink down my chat window here just a little bit though tonight. I don't need it quite so tall. There are lots and lots and lots of people on. Hoping that we get a few more viewers yet tonight. Some more people that might enjoy just watching someone else run a mission or need to be able to learn about how to run missions. It's kind of what these videos and feeds are for. Like I said, as we go through this week, I'm going to start doing harder and harder ones, and then we'll kind of see where that goes. Since I'm in a new system, I'm going to go ahead and retweet here and let people know that I am up and running. And we're going to see if we can get, like I said, just a couple more people in. Just to make the fun a little bit more. Now I've got one more jump after this one, and then we should be in the system where we'll actually get to start having some fun. Here we go, we're into the next system, and there should be one more and we should be at the final destination. So here we go, we're going to go ahead and jump in. So it's nice that they gave us just right under 3 hours, since we did have to make a few jumps. If we had to stop for ammo or we had to stop to pick up new fittings, all that stuff would be very, very handy to do on your way. You typically pass some kind of hub that will have what you need. It may not be the best price, but they will have typically what you need. If not, you have to travel to a hub before you accept the mission, or you just have to sacrifice your bonus time. You have 7 days to complete just about any mission. After downtime, and if I remember right, after 4 hours, the missions do reset. You'll lose all your wrecks, and the ships themselves will also reset. And that can be kind of annoying if you're trying to complete it and you just can't. So since we're in a new system again, we're going to go ahead and pop our little link there. And now we're going to go ahead and jump right in. I'm going to warp directly in. As I've said in my previous videos, I typically don't warp at range. I warp directly in. You do need to make sure to turn on your hardeners and stuff when you get ready to warp in. That does make sure that when you get in, if you immediately take aggro, that you do have some extra defense up before you can get moving. Movement is key to make sure that your damage stays down. You're working on keeping your transversal up. The higher you are at angle from the people that are shooting at you, the more likely you are to not get hit. There's a whole stack of equations that actually work that one out. I am not going to go into what all those are because that's quite a bit of time. So to start out with here, looks like we've got 4 ships. So here they are, and we also have a station that we have to destroy, but for right now we're going to worry about the ships. They're already starting to lock me up, so I'm going to go ahead and launch out my drones. And I'm already moving. I'm set to orbit one of the guys that's out here. I tend to orbit the first guy that I put on my list, and then I start working my way down the list, killing everything else that's here. That's just kind of how I like to work. It tends to work fairly well for me. So we're already got 3 of them down, and we're moving right on to the next one. But you'll see that my shields are rapidly depleting. That's pretty normal since I'm an armor tank. I don't really worry about my shields. I'm more worried about my armor. My armor is where I need to have all of my resistances set. So I'm going to go ahead and turn on my armor repper. It does look like I have another mission guy that did not make my list. It's a destroyer. So he's now on my list, and I can go ahead and lock him up, but you'll see that my drones are already attacking even before I get to him, even before I could get him locked. So that's already done. So now that that's done, that should be everybody that's here. And I do need to kill the Concord base that's here. I don't see anybody else here. I can zoom way out here just to make sure, and you'll see that there is no one else here. There are some barren asteroids and some other stuff sitting way out there, but that does not happen to be what we are looking for. Right now, we need to lock up this Concord base, and we need to lock it down, and we need to destroy it. For this, I'll just stick my drones on it, and they should be able to make short work of this. Yeah, see, they've already, for the most part, taken out the shields. Welcome, new viewer, SendLinksD. Probably didn't say that right, or even spell that right. But welcome to the room. Tonight we do still have exotic dancers, trying to find something else that we can throw in the pot to make it a little better. But so far we haven't destroyed anything that's had anything any better in it. We might try this Amar bunker, and we might also try this fuel depot and see if either one of those are destroyable. If they are, hopefully we can get some more stuff to throw in the kitty for the freebies tonight. Okay, so there went the first one. You'll see that our little check mark went green. Since it's green, that means we are technically done with the mission. However, there are a few more things that I want to try to destroy while we're here to see if I can get any extra drops. And then I want to fly around and I want to pick up my tags, because the tags are how I'm actually going to make money. When you're fighting a faction, they do not pay. They only pay in tags. Those tags are what you use to get ISK or trade them for newer items or other items that you would like to have. Go ahead and engage here, and we'll get this next one knocked out, because so far we have not gotten any containers tonight. Oh, we got 3 Angel Cartel. Look at that. So now we're going to go ahead and return our drones, because they're probably and most likely locked on. But these guys are actually going to pay us something, because they are a pirate faction. They are actually going to have a bounty attached. So because they have a bounty attached, that means I got to make a little bit more money on this. So here we go. They are starting to get in range, but I still have one that has not locked me up. So as soon as he's within range, I'm going to start shooting at him, which is about 10k for me, and that should get him to lock me, and then I can relaunch my drones, and then we can just get right to work on these guys. So there went the first one, and now we're going to go ahead and let our drones take out the other 2. While they're taking out those, I'm going to go ahead and start picking up tags and things and see what all I can find that's out here. Because I am running a drone boat, I don't have to worry unless they switch to gold. When they start switching blinking gold, then I have to worry about whether or not my drones are actually taking aggro. If they're not taking any aggro, I'm not going to worry about them. I'm just going to let them sit out there and destroy what they want. On your wrecks, if it is not filled in on the little down arrow, that means that it's empty. If it's an empty wreck, then there's no point to go look at it. The only reason to do that would be to salvage it. And like I said earlier, on level 1s and 2s, and even on some level 3s, I do not salvage. I am very, very partial to salvaging the level 4s and the really large level 3s. And we still didn't get anything good here tonight. We didn't get any drops out of that silo either. We've got 1 wreck left. We're going to go ahead and jump over to it. We're going to see what's over there. And that'll be the last one. turn that off. Okay. Let's go ahead and pick that up. And on that particular mission, after we stack everything, looks like we made less our exotic dancers and ammo that are not part of this particular mission. Only 65,400 ISK in loot. Not a very good payout on this particular one, but that's okay. That is kind of how these go, and just kind of how it is. So now we're going to go ahead and start jumping back.
Drive active.
And we've got 4 jumps back, and then we should be ready to turn this one in and go ahead and accept a new one. I'm going to go ahead and reload my ammo too. You always want to make sure that sometime between now and when you dock, or directly after you undock for your next mission, that you're reloading your ammo. The last thing you want to do is start to get into a firefight and then find out you have to waste 10, 15, 20 seconds to get your ammo reloaded while you're just sitting there taking damage. Had you reloaded your ammo earlier, you would have had more time to get a few more things killed and to cut down on the amount of damage that you were taking. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and jump into the next system. Well, it looks like we lost one viewer. Apparently I was not intriguing enough tonight, or this was just a little bit slow yet tonight. All these jumps are making this a little bit longer tonight than I would like. Yesterday we had a little bit better time because they were all within one system jump. Tonight we are a little bit further out, and that's just kind of how that goes, unfortunately. You don't always get to sit where you are going. So here we go. I am still about... Well, actually this is the last jump. And then I should be able to turn this one in and go ahead and accept another one. Hopefully we get a nice long 3 or 4 parter, and we can do that tonight and then call it a night. Give me just a second. I gotta open up a chat window here, and then we're gonna go ahead and dock. So I'm gonna go to the station here and just hit dock. I could have docked off the opening moves window up there. So here we go. There we go. Now we're docked up. Now I can go ahead and turn this one in. Let's go ahead and accept our mission. We made it within 2 hours and 39 minutes, still remaining on our bonus. So like I said, not a real hard mission. Turn that one in, and okay, now we're going to go ahead and grab another one, and let's see what we get. We got Preliminary Strike. This one does not pay as well. It's only 130 loyalty points. So this one is going to be relatively more so easy than the last one. We'll just have to see how it goes. It is here one jump over, so that'll be kind of nice. So I'm going to go ahead and set destination now, and then I'm going to accept it. And then we're going to go ahead and undock. And while it's doing that, I'm going to go ahead and open up my journal window again so that we've got something here to watch. So we know when this one is complete. I am supposed to eliminate the UDI reinforcements and then report back to my agent. Like I said, this one's only one jump out, so it's going to be a little bit quicker to get there and get back. I am going to go ahead and shrink down this window here just to its smallest size and then just zoom up to where I need to be. This will tell us what we're doing here for this one. And the objective, like I said, is to eliminate the UDI reinforcements. It does pay 130 loyalty points. This is preliminary strike is the mission that we are doing. So now we're going to go ahead and click over here on preliminary strike, and we're going to go ahead and warp directly into the location. As I start my warp, I'm going to go ahead and turn on my hardeners, and then I should be ready to go once we get in there. This is a gated one, so if we had a micro warp drive, it would not be working right now once we go inside here. Typically for mission running, you probably just want to fit an afterburner. Micro warp drives realistically are only good if you're blitzing. And if you're blitzing, you're probably going to have a micro warp drive and an afterburner both on so that you can get through everything faster. I don't typically blitz. I do like to kill everything that's there. I find it to be just a little bit more fun. You'll see that we have a whole screen full of guys here that we need to kill. So this ought to be just a hair bit of fun. I think I can lock up 6 guys at once, so I'm going to go ahead and start approaching the first guy and keeping him at range, and I'm going to go ahead and kick on my afterburner. This will just get me in range faster. Since they are 47k away, this will take just a second to get up. I do about 900 meters a second, so it would be about 10 or 12 seconds to get within range. Once they are within range and start locking me up, then it'll be time to start orbiting. And then you just kind of want to pick and choose who you're orbiting so you know what you need to be doing. So, and I'm just going to go ahead and orbit one of these other guys. These guys are starting to get in close enough that it should be okay. The little frigates are going to be in range first, and I'm going to go ahead and start shooting them. And that should start getting me some aggro. I hope, anyway. Okay, now it looks like we're starting to get some target locks here. As they start locking me up, then it makes it a little safer for me to release my drones to go ahead and start killing things. It is not exactly safe for me to release my drones if I do not have the aggro. If I do not have the aggro, my drones will be the ones that are targeted. As you can see, a whole stack of these have switched over to my drones. My drones are moving fast enough that they seem to be able to keep up with killing them. So I'm not going to fret over it for the moment until my drones start to hit about 50% health. When they start to hit about 50% health, then I will start recalling them back. But at the rate this is going, I doubt that that's going to happen. Because we are just cruising right along through these guys. And they're right on top of me, so they're probably using blasters, but I'm going fast enough that I can outrun their shots. They, however, cannot outrun my drones. My drones move quite a bit faster than they do, and my drones also move faster than I do. So go ahead and orbit the next guy. And we're already down to 4 guys. So we are just cruising right along through this. I'm going to go ahead and fire at another one just for giggles. I won't hit near as well when I'm this close. I really need to be orbiting. I need to change my orbit to about 5,000, and that would allow me to hit quite a bit harder while orbiting a single target. That'll become very important when you get to level 3s and level 4s, that you want to make sure that you are orbiting at your correct distances to get your maximum damage. That tends to be between half and 3/4 of your actual range. That way you don't have too much fall off to worry about, and you're actually hitting correctly. So now we're going to go ahead and pick everything up. For the most part, everything's in one spot. There are some things out here that it looks like I could destroy. So I could go ahead and loot this one and get it off my screen here. And I could go over here to the pressure silo and lock it up. And I could lock up the next one. And I could lock up the next one. And that'll give me a few things that I can send my drones after to start destroying. Hopefully they're not invulnerable and they'll actually drop something nice for us tonight. Haven't been lucky as of yet tonight, but yeah, you never know. Maybe I'm going to get lucky. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and loot this one, and then we're going to go ahead, while we're in range of a whole bunch of them, I won't even have to move. I can just sit here, and I can just scoop them all up. So I'm just going to go ahead and scoop all these things up here, and that just makes this a whole lot faster for picking everything up. If you were salvaging, you might just let them all make jet cans and then clean them all up after the fact. That's kind of up to you. Salvaging is kind of what everybody does on their own, and they kind of figure that out as they're going. There is no set way to salvage. There is no way that is better than any other. Salvaging is salvaging. The difference is in how many you do and how fast you can do it in. If you have Tech 2 skills, you're going to be doing it quite a bit faster than someone who doesn't. This particular pilot that I'm on tonight has all Tech 2 skills for that, so he's actually flying a full Tech 2 fit ship. As well as the ship actually being Tech 2 as well. So far we're not getting a whole lot here. I was kind of hoping that they would have already killed the shipyard, but it looks like it's taken a little while. I'm going to zoom out here and you're going to see the nice big explosion if my window will get out of the way. There's a nice big boom for you. So now I'm going to go ahead and sick my drones on the next silo, and we're going to see if we can't get it to get destroyed. Looks like the silos are going to go down just a little bit faster here. I do like to try to destroy the destructible objects. You never know what's going to drop. Every once in a while you do get lucky and you actually get something really, really good. That's anywhere from a level 1 to a level 4. It doesn't really matter. The only thing that matters is whether or not it's programmed to give you that decent item. There are no guarantees that you will actually get anything, but it is kind of fun. Okay, so now I'm going to get within range and start orbiting this thing, and I'm going to help my drones out. Since I've got plenty of time, this is all good. I can just get within range here, and then I can start hammering away. And that'll just help this pressure silo die that much faster. And this does take a little while. Everything that you destroy that is destructible, it does not always go very quickly. Sometimes it does take quite a while to actually get through. I don't know that we're actually going to stay for the next two. I might just pop the first one and see what happens. We'll just kind of see how this goes. We at least got a nice big boom out of that one. I think I'll go ahead and do the next one just for giggles. It's going quite a bit faster now that I'm actually sitting on it with my drones and they're not trying to do it all on their own. And that is definitely helping. We're already halfway through the armor on this one and should be into structure very shortly. Welcome, Suicide Machine TV. Welcome, ITOH 138. I don't know exactly how you would say that, but welcome to the channel. Just trying to get these pressure silos destroyed, hoping that we get a decent drop out of them. There is no guarantee, but we are kind of hoping. I'd like to have something decent to add to our collection of strippers. For those of you just joining, the strippers are free. All you need to do is message me inside of Eve, and they are yours. Well, there goes another pressure silo. So we're going to go ahead and start the next one. Get it knocked off our list here. But as of yet, we have not gotten any good drops tonight. Everything's just been kind of crappy. Okay, so we are 3/4 of the way through armor here, starting to get into structure. Like I said, I'm not going to salvage this. At this point, it would just take way too long, and the payout would not be worth it. Okay, we're getting into structure. As you can see, some of these do take quite a while to get through. There are some that are worth it and some that are not. This one is probably not worth it. I probably should not be destroying these because after the first one we saw that we didn't get anything. Probably not going to get anything out of the last one either. But it's worth a gamble. I have a couple minutes here before I need to get back to the station, so we'll just go ahead and pop it here and see what happens. While I'm waiting, I'm going to go ahead and set my destination back to my agent home. That way I can be ready to turn this in as soon as we're completed with killing this. We are down to 20% structure. And boom, away it goes. We got a nice big boom out of that one. However, we did not get any drops whatsoever out of any of the buildings that were here today. So we're going to go ahead and move on, get back to our agent home system, and get that turned in. So Fitstrong Lane has a random question for me. What is my favorite dessert? If I had to pick a favorite dessert, it would have to be pecan pie. I like the fatteningness of it. I know that sounds really bad, but man, it is so sweet and tastes so good. I could eat pecans all day long until I got sick. So pecan pie is just the next closest thing that I can do without actually getting sick. It is very, very good. Not saying I don't like other desserts, but that one would have to be my favorite. I just wish pecans were a little cheaper. And as you see, you can send me tweets at hashtag CTV99Live. You do need to case it correctly for it to show up on here, which would be capital CTV99, capital L on live, and the rest of it in lowercase. It takes a couple of minutes for those to get in. That is just the delay from Twitter, but it is very much so worth it. I will answer your questions, or I will give you a shout out if that's what you're asking for. Just try to be respectful when you're on there so that we're not doing anything that is against anybody's terms of service. So we're going to go ahead and complete this mission, and let's see what we can get on the next one. We got Freeing the Informant. This is against Serpentis. It is here in, well, nope, it is one jump over. So we're going to jump over there, and we're going to do this one real quick. You go ahead and accept that one. And then just like I did before, I'm going to go ahead and open up the journal so you can actually see when we actually complete this one and what it takes to complete this one. We're going to go ahead and undock. I have not reloaded my ammo, so I am not being a very good steward of my ship. I did not make sure that I still have ammo to fire with. So I'm going to go ahead and reload before I start my warp, and then I'm going to go ahead and jump right in. It only takes this ship a sum total of 5 seconds to reload its ammo, so it is not too bad. But here we go. Let's see if we can knock out another one real quick. The nice thing about level 2s is they don't take very long and you can get to your faction missions. You need to do between, if I remember right, it's between 16 and 20. It's a little random. There is not a set number that you have to complete before you'll get a faction mission. That faction mission does raise your standings. Your standings increase allows you to do other things inside the game. Some of those things would be to be able to put up a POS. POSes are something that allow you to do research or construction or something else to that effect. Give me just a second. I'm going to rebroadcast here. Oh, and it did not take my link the way it was supposed to. So let me get that fixed, and then we'll do that again. There we go. Now we got a link in there. So now we can go ahead and jump right in. We're going to warp straight into the location, and we're going to see what we got. Go ahead and zoom out here because there's no point to be zoomed in on the butt of my ship unless you guys just like seeing my thrusters, and if you do, please don't tell me. Okay, so it looks like we just have one little bitty ship out here, and it is the Informant. Let me find him here. He's pretty close. He's worth 60,000. That's not a very bad bounty. Go ahead and click on my damage control and my hardener. He is Serpentis, so this will be thermic damage that's coming in at me whenever he does decide to fire. Now he is sensor jamming me. Luckily for me, unluckily for him, I get in close anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But you can see here, it already went off, but I was sensor dampened. When I'm sensor dampened, that means that I can't lock as fast. Since I already had him locked up, that didn't really matter. So here we go, I've got my drones out. His shields are already gone, but because he is also Serpentis, that means he's an armor tank. So he's going to have a little bit more armor than shields. But he is still rapidly depleting. So here we go. And he is now destroyed, but as you can see, we just got a whole bunch more guys in. We got 5 more coming in on us here. So as they're here, I'm going to go ahead and start shooting. And that'll get my drones to start attacking. They've already started to lock me up. They are in destroyers, so they're going to do just a hair bit of damage. It's nothing that I can't handle, and nothing that my drones can't handle. So they are already plowing through these guys like they're butter. And somehow I clicked on a Veldspar while I was moving around there. That's a little bit annoying. Okay, so we got one guy left. He's targeting a drone. So we're going to go ahead and fire at him, and then my drones are going to attack. And then he's going to go poof, just like that. We're going to go ahead and stop now and recover our drones, and then start looking at the salvage and stuff that's out here. We didn't happen to get any drops except for in the first wreck. That first wreck is the one that we need. That's the one that is going to have the informant in it. I am not seeing any jet cans out here, so that... Nope, I do see a jet can. There it is. So we're going to go ahead and add that cargo container to our overview here so we can see it. So we're going to pick that stuff up. Now we're going to go pick up the can. That can is what has the last piece that we need. That'll be our Serpentis informant. I'm looking around to see if there's any destructible buildings here, but I am not seeing any in this particular site. So I don't see that there's anything here for us to kill. There is our informant, and as you'll see as I pick him up, the mission for some odd reason did not turn green. It should have. Might just be a glitch on Eve's side, but normally that does go green when you have the item that you need to complete the mission. Now I'm going to go ahead and set the destination, and I'm going to go ahead and jump back, and then we'll go ahead and turn this one in. Now even if it doesn't turn green, so long as the item that you need is in your cargo hold, you can complete the mission, and there's not going to be any problems. Now if you do not have the item on you, and you leave it in space, you will have to go back and get it. It's always important to make sure to look for jet cans and look in the wrecks to make sure that you're getting everything that you need for that mission. So here we go, we're back in home system, so we're just going to click up here on the agent mission, and we're just going to hit dock, and that's going to take us right there. We don't have to look or try to find anything. It's one of the nice new add-ons that they have in EVE. If you were an older player, you would know that up until the last couple of patches, that has not been there. It is kind of a lifesaver if you're a new player to give you the ability to move around and to move through things quicker. Welcome Harand82. Hope you enjoy the feed. We're just running some level 2 light missions tonight. Kind of a trainer course here. We'll be doing some heavier stuff later on in the week. I also have some other games that I'll be reviewing this weekend. Warframe was requested yesterday. I do have that downloaded and already set up, so we'll be doing a review on it sometime this weekend. So that'll be kind of fun. But for right now, since this is during the week, I like to stick with things that I know. Eve is one of the things I could actually do in my sleep, so it is what I like to do. As you can see here now on our mission journal, you can see that it's all gone green. So we are at the drop-off location. We do have the correct item in our cargo hold, so it is ready to complete the mission. So we'll go ahead and complete this one and turn it in. And that's all there is to that one. So we're going to go ahead and request another one and see what we get. I got a cargo delivery. We have to go get some silicate glass from the Angel Cartel. So they're going to deal some explosive damage. Explosive is not a big deal for the ship that I'm in, so we're going to go ahead and set destination there and then accept the mission. We have 2 hours to complete, so we're going to go ahead and just get this all opened up so you can see it while I'm flying around, just in case you didn't get to read everything. So this is where we're going and what we're doing. So we're going to go ahead and undock here. I don't think I fired any shots in that last round. I might have, though. I did. I am low on ammo, so I need to go ahead and reload my ammo. So I'm going to go ahead and reload, and then I'm going to go ahead and start my jump into the system where we need to be to do this mission. Now, to the new viewers who are new to the feed tonight, you'll notice that I have a live Twitter feed running. You can tweet me at hashtag CTV99Live. Any of your questions, comments, recommendations, games you'd like to see me do, anything of that sort can all be tweeted there. I will see it even if it's offline and I'm not broadcasting at the time. If you want to do a shout out to your friends, you're more than welcome to. It will show up on that feed. That feed shows the last 10 currently tweets that I have gotten with that hashtag. So you guys are more than welcome to start using it and have some fun with it. Okay, now that we're in system, it is time to warp to the location and take out the guys that are there. Okay, so we are almost there, so I'm going to go ahead and kick on my damage control and my hardener. My wife's trying to make a funny over here. Okay, in this particular mission you have to fly to the warehouse. Once you get to the warehouse, then you're going to have a whole bunch of guys start popping in all around you, and the damage is going to be fairly heavy. On a level 4, I have seen it actually insta-pop battleships if you are not tanked correctly for it. On a level 2, I'm not quite so worried about it. In the particular ship I'm in, I can go much, much faster and get away from them well before they can. Thank you. So I'm not going to fret over it too much. Now sometimes they trigger when you get close, and sometimes it doesn't trigger until you actually open it and start taking things out. So I'm going to go ahead and zoom out here so you can see what happens. Now I'm within range, so I'm going to go ahead and open it. I looted the stuff, and now you can see that we've started to get some guys in. So I need to switch to my ship view, and we have just a few guys in here. We have some very, very close guys, and they're going to be the ones that I start on. I do like to try to start with the guys that are closest to me. It makes things quite a bit easier for me to handle. My range is about 10k, so I'm going to go ahead and launch my drone since I'm already locked up by most of the guys that are out here. And then I'm going to go ahead and start killing guys. As you can see, my shields are starting to drop, but you'll see that because these are Gister and Gistum guys, their shields are going to regen fairly well. They're not going to regen great, but they will regen fairly well. As they're regenning, they are going to be a little bit harder to kill. That's not anything that's a problem. It just happens to be the way that that works. And it looks like we just got a whole nother group in. So this is going to get a little bit fun. I do like it when they are in bigger groups. I do not like it when they are targeting my drones, though. So I kind of have to keep an eye on my drones and make sure that they're not taking a lot of excessive damage. And my drones seem to be flying around just killing things at random, so that's all good. Like I said, if my drone shields hit about 50%, I do tend to recall them. I don't like to have to repair them. That gets costly. And by the time you recall them, then all the aggro will be back on you anyway. So it will not be near as big a problem. Okay, my guns are hardly doing anything to this guy, so I'm just going to let my drones go ahead and take him out. They're not doing very much damage to him either. But apparently my guns were doing some good because now they're not doing enough damage to actually kill him. Or I do not have all my drones here. My drones have switched from... They are on focus fire, but they are not all attacking the same guy. That does make things a little bit worse. As you can see, my armor is starting to go down, so it's time to kick on my armor repair. I'm going to go ahead and get me healed back up as my drones all get in range here. I'm going to finish taking out these guys here, and they'll start going out quite a bit faster with 5 drones on them. Still going to take just a minute to kill these guys. The Gisty Hunters and Raiders are just a little bit harder. Arcs are even worse. They're some of the hardest ones to kill. Okay, we need to just hurry up and move right along here, because I am starting to take some serious damage here. There we go. I think we got that arc done, so now we can start jumping through some of these other guys. We want to go ahead and just bounce through these guys just as fast as we can to get that damage off of us. I tend to start with Frigs and work my way up. Frigs tend to do the most damage when you're in big groups. The reason for that is that they are able to hit bigger targets much, much easier. And that is not always a good thing, but that is not always a bad thing either. So I don't know where my drones ran off to again, but they are not shooting the guy that I am shooting. Here we go. I'm going to go ahead and get started on this guy here again. I haven't lost any drones yet, which is a good thing. Okay. So here we go. We're going to go ahead and move on to the next one here. Looks like we got a couple more guys into the fray here. You can see my drones are out there killing another set of guys, which is okay. And we're just, like I said, just going to keep moving right along through these guys, just killing whoever we can. Okay, now I'm starting to take some pretty good damage again, which means I'm starting to get hit by somebody that I don't want to be getting hit by. So I'm going to go ahead and move my drones over to these little Frigs again and let them get these Gisty Hunters out of my way. I don't really care who else they're attacking, but I would like it if they would get these guys off of me. I'm down to 50% armor, and that's just because I'm not really tanked to be doing this mission specific. If you are really trying to make sure that you're not taking a lot of damage, you would be tanking a whole lot better than I am. And right now, apparently my armor hardener went completely off, and that would explain a lot of my extra damage here that I'm seeing. So I'm going to keep knocking these guys down as my armor ripper gets my armor back up. And hopefully I can knock enough of them out that I don't die. Looks like I'm starting to heal up though, so it's okay. I can't keep on my afterburner at the same time that I keep on my armor ripper. So my armor ripper ended up outpacing what I could do for damage. So I am still taking a good little bit of damage, even though there's only 4 guys left. I'm actually starting to get into structure, so I think I'm going to go ahead and return my guys to the drone bay here. And I am going to go ahead and I am going to warp to a planet, and then I'm going to warp right back in. So here we go. Because they're not warp scrambling me, I can do that. This will give me just a second to get my armor back up since I missed it there for just a little bit. I missed the sounder, and so I did not get my armor repaired. That is my own stupidity, and that is why now I'm going to have a repair bell. And that's okay. That's just kind of how this goes. But this shows you that when you do get in over your head, you need to just back away, repair yourself, and then go back in, and then you should be able to go ahead and finish it off. So if I wait just a second here, I should have my armor fully healed. My shields will have a little bit in it, and then it'll be easy to jump back in there and just finish these guys off. Now you can get a structure repair, and I probably will do that when I dock up. I'll just go ahead and buy one, and I'll leave it there at that station so I don't actually have to pay. With a structure repair, you only pay one time, and then you get to use that to heal your structure. It's not very fast. It does take a little bit of time, but it does save you money in the long run. So there we are. I'm all healed back up, so I'm going to go ahead and turn that off and let my capacitor recharge just a little bit here. And then we're going to go ahead and jump back in there because I want to get all of the items that dropped. Hopefully it's worth it and I actually got something fairly decent, like an angel tag or a Gistum tag. We'll just have to see what shows up. So here we go. We are on our way back in. If I scroll down here, I think we have an hour and 56 minutes, so we still have plenty of time to finish these guys off. Like I said, there's only 3 guys left, and I've already done quite a bit of damage to 2 of them, so I'm going to go ahead and just start looping around 1, and we're going to go ahead and just start hammering him. I'm going to go ahead and launch my drones and just get them right on him. And we're going to go ahead and engage, and we're going to go ahead and pop the one that's closest to us, and then we're going to start moving towards the next one. So the first one's already out. We had already almost killed 2 more. And because of that, that's going to make this quite a bit easier. But I was just taking a lot of damage from explosive. And explosive is something that obviously this ship is not quite as well tanked for as I thought it would be. So we're just going to have to get back in there and take these guys out. But these guys are worth, the one's worth 30,000 and the other one was worth 15. So that's not real bad for a level 2. The level 4s and stuff, you're going to see them in 50 to 100,000. So it is based out fairly well. Now that we're in here, we're going to go ahead, and because we're in structure already on these guys and they don't repair their armor, it makes it quite a bit easier because we don't have to actually pound through their armor again. You'll see I'm already down to half armor again, so just in that little bit of time with that one guy that I was shooting at for 30,000, he managed to take out almost half of my armor again. So he was doing quite a bit of damage to me. So we're now going to go fly around here and pick up all of our stuff. My armor is healed enough that I can go ahead and turn off my repairer. And then we're going to go ahead and start picking stuff up and see what we got. We got about 50,000 just out of the first guys, so that's not real horrible. There's nothing to really blow up in this one. This particular mission doesn't have anything that's actually destructible. It's just all the ships that are here. We're going to go ahead. I think I'm going to... No, they still don't let me sort by who has what, so we'll just keep these guys sorted by distance. And we're just going to keep bouncing through them until I've picked everything up. So we got another guy over here that's got something in him. We're going to go pick him up, and then that leaves 3 more to pick up. And so far we haven't gotten anything really good, so I don't know that it's going to be worth the repair here. But you never know. Maybe I'll pick up a structure repair. That'd be kind of nice, because then I could fit it at the station, undock, and repair myself and have no cost in it, because I will have picked one up from a mission. And a white noise generator, that's kind of interesting. Gonna go ahead and pick up the next one. We have a polarized armor regenerator. That's not exactly what we needed, but that is a low. That might be what we need. I'll have to look at that here in just a minute. Need to go pick up one more, so I'm going to go ahead and open up my cargo hold and stack everything up here. And so far tonight, if we take our exotic dancers, and we take our ammunition that we're using for the night, we've made about 368,000 tonight. Not real bad, but not real great either, but it is at least better than nothing. We're going to look at this polarized. Yep, this one only repairs armor damage, which is not what we need. I actually need a structure damage. So go ahead and pick up some more of that. Okay, now we can go ahead and we'll set our destination back to our home system and go ahead and turn this one in. And that is it for this mission.
Warp drive active.
Okay, here we go, back through the gate and back home. Now, there's multiple ways to dock. You can always do it off the Agent Missions tab, or you can do it off of right-clicking and getting to your mission that way. There's no right or wrong way to get to your missions. As you can see here, we already have our crate of silicate glass, as you saw in my cargo hold a minute ago. That is what we do need to complete this mission. So once we get back, we can turn that in, and then away we can go. I think I'll do one more mission tonight, guys, and then that will actually be it for the stream tonight. And then I'll be back tomorrow, and we'll see what else we can do. If you have any questions or comments, you're more than welcome to make them either in the Twitch chat. You can hit me up on Twitter, or you can hit me up inside of EVE, or whichever game I happen to be playing at the time. I will gladly try to answer any questions that I can. Let's go ahead and complete this mission. And we're going to go ahead and request one more. We got Pirate Intrusion. This is against Serpentis, which I am actually tanked for. This one pays 304 loyalty points, and if I complete it within the bonus time, I'll make almost 400,000. So this one might actually get us quite a bit more money. We'll just have to see how that one goes. So we're going to accept that one. It is here in system, so I don't actually have to go anywhere. So I'm going to go ahead and hop on the market, and I'm going to see if I can't get me an armor repairer, because I kind of need one of those. Actually, excuse me, a structure repairer, not an armor repairer. Armor I happen to have. Structure I do not. So we need to go to hull. So we have hull repair systems. I need a small one. I just need to see what is available in this area and see if there's any available in station. We have one for 115,000 and one for 145,000. Not that that's a real problem, but I'd like to see what they do. That one only does 30. The small IB does how much? It does 27. So I will pay the little bit of extra to go ahead and just buy one of these here on the station. I do realize that it's well above cost. I could go pick it up for about 10,000 if I would fly somewhere else. But however, I do not want to fly right now. I would rather just pick it up and go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open my items hanger. And you'll see that I have... That was what's in my cargo hold. This is the stuff that I got from last night. So we're going to throw my afterburner in there. We're going to put this regenerator on here. Did I actually buy... Nope, here it is. Small inefficient hull repair. We're going to grab that one. And then we're going to undock. And we're going to just stop right outside. And we're going to repair up my hull. And then we're going to go on into the next mission. This is just some of the stuff that you have to do when you're mission running. It is just kind of part of the game. Like I said, I'm going to sit here and I'm going to tell it to repair my hull. And if I can get my hover text to show up, it does 30 hit points per 18 seconds. I am down about 220 about 230 or 240 hit points. So this is going to take just a minute to repair up. Because it's only doing it in 30 increments, so it takes just a little bit to get that done. If I had some friends out with me, and they were actually missioning with me, I could have them put on remote projectors that would help this along. They would then help me repair, or I could help them repair. We're at 1,085 now. We only have to go to 1,273, so we're getting there. This is not taking too terribly long. We're doing about 3% per tick here. So we've only got about 3 or 4 more ticks to go, and then I should be completely repaired, and then I can dock up and continue on. Now I do tend to dock up pretty close to the station. That way if I do get some aggro from somebody locking me up or starting to shoot at me, if I don't aggress back, meaning that I don't shoot at them, then I can immediately redock, and I do not have to wait. The only time that doesn't work is if they happen to bump me too far away from the station, but when you're this close to the station, it takes just a little bit to bump you off. So as you can see here, we're almost repaired up. I've got about 2 more cycles to go, and then I should be repaired. Looks like I've got a little over 1 cycle to go here. I'm at 1235, so if we add 30, we're going to be at 65. It'll leave us just a few points short. And I'm going to go ahead and kill it after it starts this cycle, and then when it completes, then we'll go ahead and dock back up. So there we go. We're going to go ahead and dock back up now that I'm fully repaired. Now, like I said, had I been doing quite a few more missions in this particular system and particular station, I probably would have got one of those for free. It would not have actually cost me the 100 and some thousand to actually buy one. So we're going to go ahead and switch that off. We're going to go ahead and put back on our afterburner. And then we're going to go ahead and go back out. We're going to see if we can make some more money. So I've already accepted the mission, I think. Yep, I have. So I have 4 hours and 4 minutes to complete this. I don't think it's going to take me near that long. It says it's 4 waves of ships, so it shouldn't be too terribly long. So we're just going to jump right in here and see what happens. So I'm going to go up here to Pirate Intrusion, and we're going to warp directly into the location. Okay, so this is a gated community, so as we're here, you cannot use your micro warp drive in here if you happen to have one on. I do not. I'm going to go ahead and turn on my hardeners now to make sure that I'm not taking excess damage. And I'm going to go ahead and switch to my ship view, which I already have up. And here we go. We have one looks like cruiser, and we have another gate. So this is a 4-part where I have to fly to 4 different sections, and we are getting a whole bunch of guys in here now. So I'm going to go ahead and just start orbiting. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to head towards that gate. Typically when you head towards the gate, everybody will follow you, which is a good thing. I mean, that is what you want. You do want them to follow you. Now, however, I am noticing that a couple of these guys, none of these guys are actually locking me up yet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fire a test shot off. Even if it doesn't hit, it should start making them aggro me. As you can see, just that test shot was enough to get them to start flying in at me. And it should be enough then to start locking up the rest of the room. So I'm going to go ahead and fly back towards that gate again and let them just catch up with me. Now they're going to start sensor dampening me out, which means my lock range is going to go way down. In this particular instance, that's not a bad thing. For me, that means that I can just launch my drones and I can let them just take care of whatever is shooting me. So once I engage them on a target, then they should be able to get started on shooting things. And they should be able to go fairly quickly through whatever is here. Now we're going to go ahead and open this up so we can watch them and make sure they don't die. At any given time in EVE, unless you're flying a carrier, you can only launch 5 drones. If you're flying a carrier, you can launch up to 13. If you're flying a super carrier, you can launch up to 26. That is one of the nice things about them, being the fact that they can't dock. They are given quite a bit of ability to defend themselves. As you can see, my drones are just working their way through these guys really quick. They're not taking a whole lot of time here to smell the roses. They're just bouncing back and forth and just taking them right on out. As I get closer to that gate, though, these guys will... they should start targeting my drones. They should also start targeting me a little bit harder. And it should get the rest of these guys in. If it does not, then I will be just locking them up and doing a test fire just to get something over to them to get them shot at. But it looks like my drones are already headed towards them, which means my drones are taking aggro from them, which is why they are attacking them. As you can see, one of my drones does have damage, but they are taking out their own stuff as they go. And they're just going to keep flying and just keep taking guys out. So I've got everybody locked up, so now I can just watch. And at this point, I do have some wrecks that I need to pick up. I will get some ammo and things out of those. All things that are very worthwhile in having. I'm going to go ahead and kick on my afterburner and get headed towards this next wreck. I should have probably picked it up while I was out there, but I just wanted to make sure that I got all the aggro on me so that my drones could go ahead and get started on them. And we did just get 2 more guys in. So they are now running. And we got a light ion cannon out of that one. So now we're going to go ahead and we got another one here at 18 that we're going to go ahead and go open him up. And then we've got one clear back at 27. I've taken a little bit of armor damage, so I'm going to run 1 cycle on my repair, and that'll go ahead and heal me all the way back up. And I'm almost in range of this one, so I'm going to go ahead and get it picked up. And then that leaves 1 more for me to go grab, and I'm going to fly over and pick it up. Okay, we got another remote projector out of that one. That's kind of nice. And we've almost got another guy dead here. So I've got 2 wrecks left to pick up, and then it's time to go through the gate into the next room. Go ahead and return my drone since there's nobody else to shoot at right now. And then these 2 wrecks happen to be fairly close together, which is kind of nice because that'll make it just a little bit quicker to get back to that gate. Okay, we got some antimatter. That's good because that's actually what I'm shooting tonight. So that gives me just a little bit of my ammo back that I have been shooting away tonight. So okay, on to the gate we go. We're fairly close, only about 5k, so when I'm within range it's going to automatically jump because I've clicked the jump button.
Warp drive active.
I'm going to go ahead and reload my ammo while we're going. That ammo I just picked up should just about refill what I spent right there. Okay, we are now in the next room, and we've got 5 more guys in here. And what I'm looking for is another gate, and there's 5 more that just jumped in. But I do not, however, see another gate, so this is the last of what is here. We just had 5 more jump in, so we've got 15 total guys in here that we need to take care of. We need to start with the ones that are closest to us, and then we'll work our way out. Oh, and we just had 5 more jump in, so it's going to get a little bit of fun here. So we got a couple guys that are worth 40,000. That's not such a bad thing. ISK is good. ISK is how we make this pay for itself. And how we make missioning make money so that we can afford Plex or more items or better ships or whatever it happens to be that you are spending your money on. So I'm going to go ahead and take a pop shot at the first guy here just to try to see if I can get some locks hitting on me here. If not, then I'm just going to have to wait for them to get a little bit closer so I can actually start hitting them. Once I get one good shot off, I should start getting aggro from the whole group. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my drones on that cruiser and get them to take him out. While I orbit him, I'm going to start taking out the frigates that were flying around him, that are his support and his ability to stay alive. Now, in this particular ship, I do only have 3 guns, so I do some damage, but not as much as I would like. As you can see, that I am now missing completely, so I'm just wasting ammo. Because if you can't hit them, it doesn't do you any good to be shooting at them. So my guys are going to continue on here and start popping guys. While I'm over here anyway, I'm going to go ahead and just pick up the wrecks that are here. And make sure that I watch my armor a little bit closer this time. But because they're Serpentis, I don't take near the damage. So I don't have to run my repair all the time. I can cycle it in waves, which allows me to make sure that my capacitor does not fully drop. So we got some iron charge that time. We're going to go ahead and fly over and pick up the other one that's over here, and then we're going to go to the next group, and we're just going to take them out. And we're just going to work our way through them just like this, stopping to pick up and stopping to kill along the way. We still have plenty of time left to complete this mission. We're almost in range here. So there we go. Go ahead and get that picked up. And now we're going to go ahead and set our orbit to the next guy. Now I'm going to go ahead and take a pop shot at him and hope that I can get him to lock on. If not, my drones are going to go lock on. And they're going to just start popping everybody in that group. So there we go. I'm starting to get some locks from that group. They're locking me up as well as my drones. And since we've already popped the first one, I'm going to go ahead and just set my ship to go ahead and just go straight towards that first wreck and just get it picked up along the way here. My drones are just going to keep bouncing through these guys, popping them. As you can see, if you do it this way, you don't tend to get a lot of aggro. The aggro stays very, very manageable. This is a Guardian, so he's going to have a little bit more hit points. We've got a couple of those out here tonight. So I'm going to go ahead and take a couple pop shots at this guy myself just to try to get that damage down some. As you can see, we're hardly doing any damage to him now. And that's just because he has a very, very strong tank. And he is actually repping some armor back, which is very, very interesting. And they will do that back and forth, so if you don't have enough damage on you, then they will repair back the damage that you cannot give them. So I've already started to get aggro from the other groups, which means I've flown too close. And that's just how that works. That's not a big deal. It just means that I flew too close. And we just take that with a grain of salt and move on. This other Corelli Protector over here is close enough that I can shoot him, so I'm going to go ahead and start shooting at him while my drones take out the other one here. I'm just about in range of this next wreck to go ahead and pick up everything that's in it. Now this Guardian is within range, so I can go ahead and get my gun on him to help knock him down. As you can see, we got 273,000 worth out of this one, so a whole lot better pickup. I'm starting to run out of range here on being able to have this guy shootable. But there he goes, so we're going to go ahead and move right on in to the next guy here. The next group, anyway. My guys are already moving in to start working on them because they were firing at my drones already. So my drones are going to go ahead and start popping these guys. And there went another one. And they're going to go ahead and move right on into the next one here. Because they are taking aggro, they are going to go ahead and defend themselves. They do defend themselves very, very well. So now that I've got another wreck to go loot, I'm just going to head that direction. Okay, since I'm not taking very much aggro here, I'm going to go ahead and click on my afterburner to get this down in time here. My drones are still doing their thing, so all is well. As you can see, the drones do continue to move, even if they are taking damage, like I have one that has taken some damage. They do continue to move. They do continue to try to make sure that they are killing everything that is shooting at them and shooting at me, which is very, very handy. It makes sure that we are not missing something. When you're shooting just guns by yourself, you do have to make sure that you are switching the targets and firing. I very much so like Gallente for the fact that I do not have to do that. It makes it just that much easier for me to be able to play and make videos or talk to friends or chat or whatever I happen to be doing at that time. And because I do have such a long range on my drones, I don't even have to get near the action. I can actually stay quite a bit away and never actually take any damage. So as you can see, this one here is on the opposite side, so we're kind of bumping in, so I'm going to kick on my afterburner, and that'll help us just speed around it as fast as we can possibly go to try to get to the other side and get that final wreck out. I'm going to go ahead and sick my drones on this last guy. And here we go. Now we are within range. So we're going to go ahead and loot that guy's wreck. And we're going to start approaching my drones. Okay, so they went ahead and finished it. As you can see, it's gone green now. So that means we have completed this mission. So I can go ahead and return my drones, and I've already picked up everything by this point in the mission, so all is well. We're actually ready to just go turn it in once my drones have returned. Okay, now that they're back, I can go ahead and just dock up and turn this one in. Let's go ahead and look at our hull for the evening here. We didn't do quite as good as we did last night because we had some better missions. But if we take our exotic dancers and our animator off the list and not select them. We took our antimatter and our exotic dancers off. We did about 863,000 disc in salvage. It's not a whole lot tonight. It's not near as good as I would have hoped for with the number of missions that we got through tonight, but it is just how it happens to be. Tag missions sometimes can pay a whole lot more than actually picking up the items that are out in space. But as you saw, I got drones and other things. All those could be reused. If I lose a drone, I now have drones and I don't have to buy any. It has given me the ability to continue to play. So we're going to go ahead and turn this one in. And there we go. And that is it for the night, guys. I do appreciate you watching. I do appreciate you taking the time to check out the feed. Even if you just stopped in for a little bit, I hope it was worth the look. If you have any questions, feel free to hit me up. You can message me on Twitch. You can message me in EVE Online. You can also message me through Twitter. You can tweet me at hashtag CTV99Live. I will respond to those as I get them, and I'll also respond to those live if they're coming in while we're actually doing a feed. Otherwise, you guys have a good night, and we hope